November 25th, 1988. A 17-year-old girl in Japan was walking home from her part-time job. Her name was Junko Furuta. She never made it home. Instead, she was taken to a house where she would be held captive for 44 days. What happened inside that house would shock an entire country. And the worst part, people knew she was there, but nobody stopped it. Junko Furuta was a high school student in Tokyo, quiet, polite, and known for working hard. She attended school during the day and worked part-time. That night she began the short walk home. But someone nearby had already decided what was going to happen. As Junko walked down the street, a teenage boy approached her. He asked for directions. Then suddenly, another boy ran up from behind and kicked her to the ground. She was surrounded. The boys began threatening her. They told her they were connected to the Yakuza. They said if she tried to scream or run, they would find her family and kill them. Terrified, she had no choice. They forced her to walk with them to a nearby house. It belonged to the parents of one of them. Inside, Junko was taken upstairs and locked in. They said it was only for a few days. The abuse started that night. They forced her to call her parents and tell them she had run away. Days passed. The boys began bragging. Soon, more people started showing up at the house out of curiosity. Many saw that she was being held there. Some even participated, but no one called the police. Neighbors later said they heard screaming, but they were afraid of the boys' gang connections. Others simply didn't want to get involved, so nobody reported it, and the screaming continued. Days inside the house slowly turned into weeks. Junko remained trapped inside the upstairs room. The boys controlled everything: when she could eat, when she could sleep, and whether she was allowed to speak. The outside world continued as normal, but inside that house, Junko's nightmare was only getting worse. The boys didn't try to hide what they were doing. Instead, they bragged about it. They told friends from school and teenagers in the neighborhood. Soon, the house became a place people visited. Some came just to see if the rumors were true, and many of them discovered they were. Over time, more teenagers began showing up at the house. Some stayed for hours, others only briefly. But many of them saw Junko being held there. They knew she was being abused, but still, no one contacted the police. The main boy involved, Hiroshi Miyano, had a reputation for violence. People believed he had gang connections. So even when people suspected something terrible was happening, most chose to stay silent out of fear. Meanwhile, Junko's parents were desperately searching for her. They reported her missing to police. But because Junko had been forced to call and say she ran away, investigators treated it as a runaway case. Weeks passed. Inside the small upstairs room, Junko remained trapped. The windows were covered. The door was locked. She had almost no way to escape. The people controlling the house had no intention of letting her leave. December came and went. While families across Tokyo celebrated the holidays, Junko was still trapped. Her family spent the holidays wondering if she would ever return, but the truth was still hidden inside that house. By early January, Junko was severely injured. She could barely move, but the boys still refused to release her. Eventually, after 44 days, Junko died inside the room. It was the tragic end of a nightmare.
The boys placed her body into an oil drum and filled it with concrete. They hoped no one would ever find it.
In March 1989, one boy was arrested for another crime. During questioning, the story began to unravel. Detectives soon uncovered the full story of those 44 days. The details shocked the entire country of Japan. The sentences given sparked nationwide outrage. Today, her murder remains one of the most disturbing crimes in history,